everyone! 여러분 안녕하세요. I'm 서미소랑 from FunPik, where it's all about having fun while preparing for your topic. Fun, topic, FunPik. Now in topic 1, questions 34 to 39 are of a very similar format. It's about choosing the correct word to fill in the blank. Now, of the 6 questions, 1 will always be about a noun, 1 about an adverb, 1 a postposition, and there are 1 or 2 questions each on adjectives and verbs. Today we'll look at the one asking about an adjective or a descriptive verb. Okay, so this is how it appears in the exam. Once again, you have the instructions and an example question and answer. Questions 34 all the way to question 39. And now each question is worth 2 or 3 points for the adjective questions. Questions that are either in the past or future tense, very likely to be worth 3 points. If they are in the present tense, then likely to be worth 2 points. And for each question, there are 2 sentences, one with a blank, one without, and you have to choose a word that best fits in to that blank to complete the sentence. Okay. As I mentioned before, for 1 or 2 of the 6 questions, the answer will always be an adjective. And in this particular test, it is question 36. But it can be anything from 34 to 39. All right, let's zoom in on this part, the question and the example. Since it is FunPik, we are going to break down the question for you so that you know exactly what the question is. It's one of the special things or the strengths of FunPik, isn't it? All right. So from questions 34 to 39. 보기와 같이 괄호에 들어갈 가장 알맞은 것을 고르십시오. Breaking it down. 보기와 같이, like the example, 괄호에 들어갈, to go in the parentheses or blank, 가장 알맞은 것, the most appropriate one. 고르십시오, choose. In other words, choose the most appropriate word to fill in the blank using the example as reference. All right. As I mentioned before, worth 2 or 3 points. Let's solve one together, shall we? Okay, so first what you want to do is read the sentence without the blank. And then read the sentence with the blank. Find the options, put it into the blank, sound it out, see if it sounds okay. So first, read the sentence without the blank. 집 앞에 있습니다. House in front of exists. So something exists in front of the house. Now read the sentence with the blank. 집에서 은행이 something. From the house, the bank is something. Now, if the bank is in front of your house, what kind of adjective would you use to describe the bank? Let's go through the options. 넓습니다. It is wide. 가깝습니다. It's near. This sounds like the correct answer, but let's continue. 깨끗합니다. It's clean. It's got nothing to do with it. 시원합니다. It's cool. The bank is probably cool, but nothing really related to it being in front of your house. So the correct answer is 가깝습니다. So if the bank is in front of your house, the bank is very close to your house. Put it into the sentence with a blank, sound it out. 집에서 은행이 가깝습니다. Sounds okay? So the correct answer is number 2. Let's do another one. This one is from the 60th topic. First, read the sentence without the blank. 그래서. These kind of words are big clues. Therefore. So, 시험을, the exam, the test, 잘 봤습니다. Did well. So I did well on the test. Now, the sentence with a blank. 시험이 blank. The test, something. Okay, so if you did well on a test, how would you describe that test? Let's see the options. 작았습니다. It was small. 쉬웠습니다. It was easy. 나빴습니다. It was bad. 재미없었습니다. It was boring. Okay, well, if a test was easy, you are very likely to do well on it, right? So most likely this one. Let's put it into the blank, see if it sounds okay. 시험이 쉬웠습니다. 그래서 시험을 잘 봤습니다. That is the correct answer. Now, I mentioned before about the tenses and the points worth 3 points, and see all the options, they were in the past tense. That's what I mean. Okay, time for some FunPik 꿀팁, some study tips. The best way to prepare for this question type is to study a list of conjunctions and adjectives that have most frequently appeared in past topics. For example, these 4 conjunctions. 그래서, therefore, we just saw it before, haven't we? 그리고, and, 하지만, but. And some adjectives. For example, 가깝다, the bank was close, wasn't it? 바쁘다, busy, 친하다, close, and so on. Now, the tricky thing about adjectives or descriptive verbs in Korean is that they change depending on the tense, doesn't it? This table is the ultimate cheat sheet because it shows you how to change the adjectives from the 동사원형, the infinitive verb form that ends in 다, also commonly referred to as the dictionary form or the original form. So how to change that form into the various present, past, and future tenses. Okay, so for example, in the 입니다 style that we're doing, for example, in the present tense, if it doesn't have a 받침 or a consonant, then it will be following this pattern and so on. All right, now I've just shown you about a dozen adjectives, but in our textbook, we have many, many more, a total of 43 most frequently asked adjectives and their related sample questions. So please be sure to pick up a copy and go through the list. Let's solve one more, I think 2 more together. No, it is one more. Okay, so the instruction is the same. Read the sentence without the blank first. 그래서, very important, therefore, 약을 먹습니다. Eat or take 약, drug, medication. 머리가 something. Head is something. Okay, so if you need to take medication, how would you describe your head? What might be happening to your head? Let's see. 아픕니다. It hurts. 짧습니다. It is short. 예쁩니다. It is pretty. And 좋습니다. It is good. Most likely, this one, isn't it? 아픕니다. It hurts, and that's why you are taking medication for it. Let's put it into the blank, see if it sounds okay. 머리가 아픕니다. Sounds good, right? Now, have you guys noticed? The tense, present tense. That's why it's worth 2 points. Okay, let's wrap up here. It is review time. You can take a screenshot of this. Question type 3 is about choosing the correct adjective to fill in the blank. The tips. Read the sentence without the blank, then the one with the blank. Go through the options, choose one that's most related, put it into the blank, see if it sounds okay. And remember, when the question is worth 3 points, the correct answer often either in the past or future tense. And remember, guys, you can solve more questions on the FunPik app and our textbook. All right, let's see if you've really understood this question type. I'll leave you with a question to solve by yourself. Please take a look at it and leave your answer in the comments down below. All right, guys, that is a wrap. I'll see you next time. 다음 수업에 만나요. Bye-bye.